What is up, my dudes? We've got the Corporate Esports Association Dota 2 Spring 2019 tournament going on. Today we've got Google Team A versus Amazon FishingBoatV2, and we're in Game 2 of this best of 3 series. Amazon FishingBoatV2 are up 1-0, but the last game was actually very close. It was very back and forth, but I think there was definitely one moment we can pin down in the game where they threw a little bit. The Lifestealer Storm combo got a nice jump on the Ember Spirit, but the Lifestealer, he came out of the Storm Spirit and didn't turn on Rage and got stunned to death. And the Ember Spirit managed to get away and win the fight for them. So a very big misplay from Google Team A. Loses in the game. There were probably a few other moments, but that was probably the critical moment where FishingBoatV2 really turned the game around, because Google Team A, they did have a slight advantage going into that fight. But anyway, let's see how Google Team A can recover in game number 2 here. They're one game away from being eliminated, but the last game was close enough that I think this game could also go the distance. So let's hop into the draft. The bets are pretty much the same as last time. Nothing too different.
$10 to pick.
Definitely Gundam's Ember Spirit something to watch out for. Played really well, and he actually managed to recover as well. He had a pretty rough laning phase, but he's able to come back into the game. Grimstroke banned out this time for Google Team A, so actually I'm pretty interested that Google didn't take the Grimstroke last game, because they opened with Doom and then Grimstroke was still on the table and they didn't take it, and then FishingBoatV2 took it away from them, and they didn't even have anything to combo with the Grimstroke. The only ability they had was the Naga Siren and Snare, but I didn't really see that. Grimstroke, he managed to get his a Hex at some point, so that's his combo. He combos by himself, but that was also a pretty pivotal reveal. He got a 2-man Hex onto the Shadow Shaman and Lifestealer and managed to take them both out, and then Lifestealer didn't have buyback, which is another big mistake.
Radiant team are now picking.
So FishingBoatV2 with the exact same bans, but Google, they banned the Grimstroke. I can't remember who they banned in place. But this draft's looking very familiar. Google, and they're gonna go with Doom again. So it's gonna be the same setup and size as well. FishingBoatV2, they've been picking the second pick pretty much every game that they've had an opportunity to. But Google have decided that they want Radiant more than second pick. I mean, the mid matchup actually went pretty well for them, considering they didn't have last pick. They picked the Storm Spirit, and then FishingBoatV2 responded with Ember, which I guess is it's not a bad matchup. It's pretty 50-50, but Gundam got outskilled a little bit in the lane, I think. Really going deep into reserve time here.
Dire team are now picking.
Okay, I pulled Phoenix. Wow. Okay, I feel like we don't see this hero very much anymore. It just seemed like everyone was building Midas, and Midas got buffed, so everyone had a little bit more attack speed than before. But Google, Phoenix is a pretty flex pick. You can play him in position 5 or off lane.
5 seconds remain.
So I do like opening with Phoenix, but there's still a lot of options on the table to take out the Phoenix. Lina, Mirana, Ursa. FishingBoatV2, they're going to open with Sand King. Sand King's a pretty popular hero these days. The Sandstorm is pretty annoying in the lane, especially if you lose the Sentry Wall. It's very difficult to push out the Sand King. And we've also been seeing a lot of Sand King Grimstroke or Sand King NP. Grimstroke's banned out, so I haven't seen FishingBoatV2 play Nature's Prophet before. It's normally like 5th position, Nature's Prophet, like a offlane Sand King. But they're gonna go with Oracle instead. Interesting. It's gonna help them a little bit against the Phoenix because he can always purge off the fire spirits to get the attack speed back. But Oracle himself, his base attack speed got reduced by a lot in this patch. So he attacks more like a normal int hero instead of being like Juggernaut speed, attack speed. Okay, so Google gonna open with Shadow Shaman Phoenix. This is not the scariest support duo, honestly. But Phoenix could be the offlaner as well. I think Phoenix can do pretty well with items, so I wouldn't mind seeing a farmed Phoenix get the early levels into the Supernova. And these two heroes, the Sand King and the Oracle, don't really take out the egg very well, so Google should focus these bans on high attack speed ranged heroes, but they're gonna ban Naga Siren instead. Naga caused them a lot of issues last game as well. Just became the hyper carry and no one could really stop her. Sniper banned out for Amazon FishingBoatV2. Sniper were doing great for them, so I'm not really sure why they banned Sniper themselves. They could have picked it and left it in the pool, but maybe afraid of this, like, I mean, Phoenix and Sniper is like a pretty decent combo because you have the you've got the Supernova to buy a lot of space for the Sniper to just keep pounding into the Phoenix with. So they ban the Drow. That's pretty nice because she makes everyone else attack a lot faster. Even though Drow is kind of dumpstered after she got nerfed in this patch, I think she's still a pretty decent hero, and also the attack speed aura would be pretty helpful against the Phoenix egg. So I do like the ban.
5 seconds remain.
But like I said, Mirana and Lina are still on the table. Mirana we haven't seen as much of in very recent times. I feel like there was an NA resurgence of Mirana, but then that was basically because everyone was picking Razor, and it's like, I need to get out of this static link thing, so Leap is a pretty nice way to do that. But maybe not that valuable on her own. Faceless Void banned out for FishingBoatV2. I think that makes a lot of sense. You don't want to get like one-mo comboed between the Supernova and the Chronosphere. It's a long time to get stunned for. You can always drop the egg first and then drop the Chronosphere on top of the egg. The egg will still go off, and you can use the Chronosphere to protect it.
5 seconds. Hurry, hurry.
There's basically just a lot of options on the table if you go for Faceless Void and Phoenix. But maybe we'll see another big team fight ultimate, because Shadow Shaman, he can't really protect the egg by himself.
Team pick.
Definitely need some AoE. They're going to go with Jug, someone with high attack speed. He can also use the Blade Fury to purge off the Fire Spirits, so a nice way to beat the Phoenix. The other option for is sometimes Lifestealer, but I feel like with Lifestealer, his attack speed it's okay. Even during range, it's like not the greatest, but Jug's base attack time is through the roof, and he builds a lot of agi items, so he's gonna have plenty of attack speed to kill the Phoenix. Maybe you gotta go for a Mjolnir as well instead of Battle Fury this game. I could see that. I think FishingBoatV2 showed their hand pretty early, although this could still be a Sand King 4. I feel like the Sand King 3 is probably a little bit better. Definitely does more with farm than... So there's no problems with giving Sand King to the 3 position.
Dire team are now picking.
With Slaughter, so it's gonna be a support Phoenix. I most likely gonna be 5 Phoenix and position 4 Shadow Shaman. This I don't mind this too much either because they've already shown the jug, so it's like, well, we could focus on getting a really farm Phoenix so she can get a lot of levels, and then try and get a nice big level egg off, or just move him to the 5 position and force them to attack him. He's probably gonna die most of the time now, but the fact that he draws a lot of attention away from the rest of his team is pretty big win as well. So it's definitely the power of Phoenix as a position 5. You're probably gonna not get your egg off most of the time, but you draw a lot of attention away. You force a lot of attention away. You can't ignore the Phoenix, even if it's a 5 position. So I don't mind the switch up from Google too much. They've decided that Phoenix is going to be the position 5 now. And Slato as well does pretty well against Jug in the lane. You can just bash him through the spin, so it's pretty hard for Jug to get away from the Slatter. Also, the new Ags on Slatter, I haven't seen it yet, but I think it could be really cool. So we'll see if Slatter decides to go pick it up. Jakiro for FishingBoatV2, so and again, not the strongest support duo between the Oracle and Jakiro. So Sand King's gonna be the position 5. I hope that Oracle is the position 5 this game and not the Jakiro, but I feel like they've run this duo before. Well, I've seen this duo before, and Oracle's the one who gets farm.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, that's also okay. You get to buy like some survivability items on Oracle and make sure you actually get your false promise off. But Jakiro with farm, he needs the levels, I guess, more than anything. The farm doesn't really matter on Jakiro. Going to the tip of their reserve time, 3 seconds left on the clock, and they're going to go with Lina. So I feel like this is a little bit of a deny pick because FishingBoatV2 could use a Lina right now, some hero with big attack speed to take out the egg. They also picked in this position so they can ban the TA afterwards.
Ten seconds to pick.
And other than against TA, Lina doesn't really lose that many matchups, so it's not too bad for them.
Radiance ban.
It's pretty tough to land these LSA combos on the Jug. Actually, I'm gonna bet Arc Warden instead. Oh, I guess that is a pretty bad matchup for Lina. But they're gonna go with Anti-Mage as well. This draft is wild. So I wonder if they're gonna try lane with the Anti-Mage, because Phoenix isn't the best laner. And Anti-Mage as a melee hero up against Sand King is pretty rough. Although Anti-Mage, he's gonna be able to get out of the Sandstorm when he goes for the last hits, but I feel like he's just gonna get pressured by the Caustic Finale the whole time and the Sandstorm. But at the same time, there's not really a whole much that the Phoenix can do either. Maybe they could try and switch up the lanes and put the Anti-Mage in like an aggro lane. Let's see it as an aggro try. And FishingBoatV2 are going to go for Shadow Fiend and not TA. I think TA, they could have picked TA and then guaranteed that the lane was won. But Shadow Fiend is more of like a 50-50 matchup. I think it's pretty hard for the Shadow Fiend because his range is a lot smaller than Lina. I think he's only got like 450 range compared to the 670 of Lina. And then also, that means you can't really land like you can only land the long range raise against Lina unless she decides to get out of position. So I feel like GKD has probably a favorable matchup in mid here. But we'll see how this goes. I think this is gonna be a pretty interesting game. And there's always this anti-mage factor. There's not much to stop him, honestly. Like the Sand King is probably the only one who can catch him. And then what? I guess that's an ice path as well, but I don't think they're going to be able to kill this anti-mage this game. I think anti-mage is going to ball completely out of control, provided he doesn't get completely crushed at the start of the game. But let's introduce the teams. On the side of Google team, we've got Wolfen on the Slaughter, GKD on the Lina, Chinese guy on the anti-mage, Zoe on the Phoenix, and Young B on the Shadow Shaman. On the side of Amazon FishingBoatV2, we've got Yuki on the Oracle, Gundam on the Shadow Fiend, Pika on the Jug, sometimes when we touch on the Jakira, and Gundam on the Sand King. So Sand King is gonna go top, and oh wait, what's happening here? It looks like playing some musical lanes. So it's very important that Jakira and Oracle scout out where the enemy team is. Sand King, he's gonna stand on the high ground here and not reveal himself. So they're not gonna be able to see where he is for a while. Jug's come down here now. Looks like it's gonna be an aggro tri lane for this to start with. But who brought the sentries? The Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman's the one with the sentry, and Phoenix doesn't have it. So this is already a pretty favorable lane swap for them. But also a tri-lane against anti-mage. This anti-mage is going to feel a lot of heat. That being said, there's not a whole lot of lockdown for him. If you guys blink at level 1, he's not going to be able to get killed probably. But you got to take a lot of pressure. Shadow Shaman actually feeling a lot of heat right now. He's going to lose this bounty rune here. And anti-mage actually manages to pick up the rune on the other side. So it's going to be 2 for 2 bounty runes. And he skills level 1 blink, so it's just playing it safe. 8 tangos as well, so they've revealed that the tri-lane is down here, but we'll see if the Phoenix decides to rotate. I wouldn't want to put Slaughter against the Sand King solo, especially without a sentry, so maybe once they pick up a sentry they can leave Wolfen alone for a little bit, but the Sand King's going to have a fantastic start this game. 1 point in the Cosmic Finale already, so just going to pressure this Slaughter a little bit with these juicy explosions.
Denied.
So, I'm not really sure how they're going to kill the anti-mage unless he like oversteps a little bit, but it's going to be tough for the anti-mage to get farm. This Young B, he's going to have to pull a lot of creeps to keep the lane back near anti-mage's tower. But Young B is already feeling a lot of pressure here. No one from Google has, no one from Amazon has blocked the big camp, so... Oh, actually, the big camp looked like it got blocked because someone stood there. Oh, GKD with the tip onto Gundam. I didn't really see what happened here, but GKD is already getting destroyed in last hits, and it only gets worse against SF. Even though SF, his base damage is pretty low, his animation is a lot better than Lino. This projectile fireball thing, it's so slow. And also the wind-up time as well, so... Shadowfiend has a much nicer attack animation, even though he's got less base damage. Should be a lot easier to get his last hit. AM, he's in a bit of trouble. He gets rooted up by the 4-2-second Fortune's End. So it's one way they can take him out. He's getting pretty low. He didn't bring a salve with him either. He decided to double down on Tango, so this could get pretty dicey. Zoe is down here now, but they need to pull the wave back. This wave is too far forward. Anti-Mage can't farm here safely. Although he has Blink, and he got salved up as well by the Phoenix. But now it's Slaughter against a Sand King in a 1v1. This is not going to be a good lane for the Slaughter, but he should still be able to get some farm out of it. He's not going to get like completely crushed here. He's just going to do okay. But ideally they wanted the Slaughter up against the Jug in like a 2v2 lane. I think Slaughter, if Slaughter came down here, this lane could also get pretty rough for them. The Slaughter, even though he has a lot of armor, so the Fortune's End comes out, but he'll just blink out of there. We'll see when Jakira decides to pick up Ice Path. It looks like he hasn't decided to yet. He's just gonna focus on taking out the supports, because this anti-mage is pretty difficult to take down. So you should look to try and ban Jug's mana as much as you can. There you go. So mid lane is actually pretty even again. Nina's caught up a little bit in last hits. So Shadow Fiend, we'll see what kind of build he wants to go for this game. There's a few options on the table for him. He could go for a right click build, but they probably don't need that because they already have the Jug. Although it makes sense if you're up against the Phoenix, you want to get some more attack speed, so I could respect that. He could go for a spellcast build like Yule's. I mean, they're pretty squishy. I don't think you'll be able to get the anti-mage with the Yule's combo though. Or the alternative is to go for this, like, you know, this resurgence of the aura style Shadow Fiend. In the old school days, you would always build mech on Shadow Fiend, but it's like, hey, we've got a better item. It's called Guardian Greaves. Nice LSA on Gunded. We'll keep GKD alive for a little bit longer. He gets double raised, but he's got the raindrops in his backpack instead of in his inventory. Invis picked up on Shadow Fiend. This could be a pretty big kill for Lina. I don't think he spotted Shadow Fiend picking it up at all either. But Gundam decides to reveal himself, so not going to be able to get anything out of that. Yuki is heading mid apparently. No, he's just going to put a rune ward for the SF. Trying to get that rune control for SF. Although Lina is a faster hero, I think, once she gets some fiery soul stacks. Oh, Wolfen, only level 4, almost level 5, but SK's are half a level ahead because they were dual laning at the start of the game. But also, just being able to crush face a lot easier with the caustic finale. He's gone for 2-1-2, which is quite interesting. Shadow Shaman in a lot of trouble. He is just gonna get spun. He's got TP out. It might be able to get out of there. So good heads up play for Young B. So it was 3 batting runes. Looks like Slider will eventually be able to get this one, but not going for it yet. It's definitely a blink first game on Slider. They need they need someone to initiate because it's kind of hard with the LSA, and Shadow Shaman doesn't usually want to go in first. He's so slow as well. Not even queuing up boots. He's not even thinking about boots right now. So interesting that Phoenix is the position for this game. Just trying to get a little bit more farm on the Phoenix. He might go for a Midas with the gold talent. Gonna get a lot of farm. So I think that makes some sense. But Shadow Shaman with items is pretty scary as well. If he went for like a BKB, there's nothing to stop him during the Shackle until Jug gets an Abyssal Blade. Or a Basher, but like, not consistent. Anti-mage getting dual breath. So point in Ice Path at level 3, you normally see the second point in dual breath because it doubles the damage, so it's like pretty good. And the level 1 Ice Path is a little bit underwhelming, but they're gonna try and get the anti-mage early on, but I don't know, it's kind of tough. Maybe we'll see the next point in Ice Path as well. They might have a chance. Watches End comes out onto the Phoenix. It doesn't push the Fire Spirits away, but AM getting just missed the Ice Path, but he would have been okay. Phoenix would dive out of there as well. So big mobility from Google Team A means they're going to be able to get away from this gank. But Icarus dive, long ass cooldown, 36 seconds. So it's going to be a while before Phoenix can play like that again.
Regeneration.
Regen popped on Lina, so she's just gonna use that to farm neutral camps by spamming out spells. So Shadow Fiend gonna go for treads. I think that this would indicate that he's going for a right click build and not a spellcaster build or a utility build. Like I said, I think this makes sense against the Phoenix, and he's gonna have to get an early BKB as well, so makes a lot of sense. Big Ether Shock onto 2 heroes. Zoe's getting really low. Gets a tango from his teammate. Sometimes when we touch as well, getting a lot of pressure. Slider manages to get a solo kill on the SK. Once he gets level 6, he can see the SK during the invis, so that's pretty big. And there's not really an opportunity for SK to get an epicenter off because he just gets stunned during the channel animation. So yeah, I mean this matchup completely turning around. Sand King is level 7 and Slider is level 8, so Wolfen back on top. He was struggling a lot in the early lane, but I mean, Slider is just such a strong 1v1 hero these days. Nice, winning the sentry wall with anti-mage, using the quelling blade to instantly take out the ward. And he is getting low, but no ice path follow-up, so they won't be able to get the kill. There's also a very short Fortune's End.
Move faster. Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
So Nina probably actually gonna go for an energy booster. This is like, it's normally like almost always the Yule Shadow Blade, but this energy booster kind of suggests that she's going for a spellcaster build. I don't know. We'll see.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower taking damage.
This is kind of like an English class where you're not really sure what the author means. You have to interpret based on the use of language. So Pika gonna commit his spin here, so he could be potentially taking a lot of damage from the Phoenix. And there's not really a way for him to contest the Phoenix because if he keeps getting fire spirited, he's gonna go down here. This is getting really scary for Pika, but the healing ward comes out and anti-mage isn't willing to blink in for that. It was kind of scary for him as well, he's getting pretty low. So Beth here is feeling a lot of pressure, but Jug with a healing ward, he can just heal right back up. AM has a ring of health though, so he'll eventually regen back up to full, and 10-minute bounty rings are coming up now. GKD's made her way down bot, but Pika, he doesn't have enough mana for a spin! Oh no, okay, they're gonna at least lose one, so it's gonna be 2 for 2 again. But almost dodged the Fortune's End, but wasn't able to. And SF in the meantime will get the kill on Young B. So Young B went to the other side of the river to grab this bounty rune, and he'll pay for it with his life, but very well worth it for him because he's just a support. Although it is fueling the Shadow Fiend snowball a little bit. Shadow Fiend's level 10 against the. Actually, it's a full level ahead of the Lina. So maybe just staying in mid lane for longer. Shadow Fiend also farms the creep camps a lot faster as well, so it's probably why. Now the healing ward comes out, but Pika out of mana again. Manages to snipe the healing ward with a nice dive, so great play from Zoe. So Slider with a minus now. Extra attack speed helps him farm faster. He's gonna get straight in for a blink now. He just needs to get the corrosive haze onto the Sand King, and then this is gonna get really scary for the Sand King. And Young B's up here now. Burrow strike forward, but there's a sentry. Gundam's in a lot of trouble. A stump comes out, and he's gonna get bashed as well. Huge damage there. 225 bonus damage on the bash, and an easy kill for Young B. So Sand King, he was having a great start, and now he's struggling a little bit. He's also going to go for a Vanguard instead of a Blink first, so his initiation potential is going to be a lot lower, and they don't really have much in terms of initiation on the side of Amazon FishingBoatV2 right now. It's just the Jakiro, I guess. They have to walk up and get a nice burrow strike from close range. I kind of think this is a big mistake for the Sand King. Yeah. I mean, also the Vanguard doesn't really do that much. It helps against the Serpent wards and maybe the Lina right clicks, but I don't even think Lina's going for a right click build, so I don't think this is going to be that effective. Another Fortune's End comes out. This has been a pretty quiet game so far. Slider at the top of the net worth chart. He's got a minus and 2 kills to his 1 kill to his name, and plus an assist. So he's 100% kill participation. It's pretty reasonable that he's at the top of the net worth chart. He's almost got a blink, so Wolfen can start being active on the map. And this corrosive haze is going to be pretty scary. It's minus 10 armor at level 1. So Shadow Fiend reduced to literally 1 armor. Pika's going to be on 4 armor, and these supports are going to instantly melt, so once Wolfen gets the blink, it's going to get pretty wild. But Sand King not able to get his blink at the same time though. So it looks like he's queued up the blink, but I wonder if he's still going to finish off the Vanguard. It looks like he still wants it. It seems like a waste of gold, honestly. The whole Vanguard could have been a blink. And like, you can always just pick it up later, because Sand King, he does farm pretty fast. Although he went for max Burrow Strike instead of Sandstorm. We'll be able to get the Sandstorm out of there, Burrow Strike out of there. But he gets bashed! Wolfen, he's going to be able to get another bash here. And this is huge. Gundam, he's really low, and they're not going to go for it. Oh, Shadowfee went for a Yules, and he's going to blow up the Wolfen instantly. Wow, okay, I was not expecting that at all. He went treads, and then suddenly he appears with a Yule Scepter. So Lina went for an Aether Lens, so it is more of the spellcaster build. She's also going to pick up the cast range talent level 10. So this Light Strike Array range is actually pretty huge. It should help her follow up against Slaughter, with Slaughter as well, because she doesn't have to get as close for the follow-up Light Strike Array, which is pretty good for her. It's a good combo, so I don't mind it too much. Phase drums on the Jug now, so gonna be able to run at the enemy team, but they still don't have any catch for the Phoenix and AM. Alright, so Sand King, he's gonna go straight for the blink. I think he understands that his team just needs some catch. Because then you can always follow up the Burrow Strike into an Ice Path, that's pretty big. But max dual breath from sometimes when we touch again. Wait, Hex onto Pika, but no Shackle. It's underestimated how long the level 1 Hex lasts for. Level 1 Hex is not very good. It only lasts for 1.25 seconds. Alright, Gundam getting dove upon, but he's gonna be okay. Lina gotta go for a Yules next, so just going back for the Yules. I guess that makes sense with the caster build as well, because you still need the setup for the Light Strike Array, and you get the bonus cast range from the Yules as well. Also gives her a bit of move speed, which is nice for her, because she's very positioning based. Oh, wasted Epicenter from Gundam. This is terrible. It's completely out of mana. Slaughter could be able to wrap around, but not going to go for it. Slaughter's going to go for a BKB next, and this guy is huge. For Slaughter, he's no longer at the top of the net worth chart, but I mean, he couldn't stay there for too long. He's just a Slaughter, so he doesn't really farm that quickly. Double damage at bot. Lina's going to be the one to pick it up instead of the Pika. And Light Strike Array as well is going to be able to finish him off.
Got a light?
Very surprising kill. He had the mana for a Blade Fury. He should have seen like Lina, she like twirls her arm, so you can definitely react to that. It's not really a wasted Blade Fury if you're able to survive as well. And Oracle in the meantime will go down as well. She just gets shackled into a Light Strike Array, so that was a pretty easy kill. So this game is still pretty close. The gold lead has barely gone above 1.5k, so it's not too bad so far. But that also means this anti-mage, he's I mean, he's not the most farmed hero. He's definitely on the lowest end of the cores. Oh, Phoenix getting used up. And he's gonna get instantly blown up here. Just one more raise will finish him off. Not able to dive out in time, but dive also doesn't destroy projectiles, so he would have died anyway. So AM feels a little bit behind. It's 17 minutes and no Battle Fury yet. But he got tri-lane, so that also means the Jug is also really low level. Like AM's already a higher level than him, even though he got pressured so hard. Jug's gonna go for a Diffusal Blade next, get the extra agi for the extra attack speed. So interesting, he's not going for a Maelstrom to help him both farm faster and eventually get a Mjolnir. But Maelstrom doesn't give you attack speed anymore. Well, AM, he's gonna be able to get out of here, just not much catch. And Lina, Now she's in trouble. Gundam with the follow-up Burrow Strike. And Lina uses herself, and will go down. I think I missed. But GKD looks like he's going to eventually go down here. I feel like that missed or something. She doesn't have a range up, so she has 1400 HP. Gonna get straight for an Axe, and Young B will go down as well. Huge back-to-back pickoffs for the Sand King. This Blink reveal doing a lot of work, and this is exactly what they needed to get back into this game. And Shadow Fiend getting really low there.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
And Wolfen, he's got his Blink Dagger for a while now, but he hasn't made any moves with it yet, so not connecting with the rest of his team. They still need to buy space for this Anti-Mage, so I would like to see you get active. Anti-Mage, he has the money for the Demon Edge now, so at least he should start farming a little bit faster. He's going to be able to get this top tower as well. Pretty uncontested. But Wolfen, he needs to get involved with his team. I'm not really sure why he's still hitting jungle creeps, because Anti-Mage is the one who needs to be hitting jungle creeps right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is
but at the same time, Amazon FishingBoatV2, they're grouped up as 5. They're looking to play together because Jug doesn't need that much farm as long as he has Omni Slash available. He can contribute to team fights. And now that Gundam has his Blink Dagger, there's a lot more options on the table. We can get the Blink into Ice Path setup. Right, they drop the high ground ward. Young B instantly takes out the ward though, but a blink forward from Wolfen, and Jug getting really low. He's gonna get bashed again, he's gonna get taken out, but he gets the Omni Slash off before he dies. And a huge pickup, the egg on the low ground, nothing to stop it. It's gonna glow off here, just barely, but Jug isn't caught in the crossfire, and Wolfen, he buys back. Zoe getting caught, he's going to be able to dive out eventually, so he's going to be okay. Laguna Blade onto the Oracle, finish off the Oracle, and Saturnbeam's going to be the one who go down here. So 2 for 2 trade, but Wolfen's forced to buy back. It was so close to getting the Jug, but just barely wasn't able to take him out. That would have been huge. They would have turned that fight around completely. Sometimes when we touch, he's going to get the DD, the crush misses. Even with the level 4 sprint, he's not able to get it. And Wolfen, he might die back here. This is be huge. He needs to get back into the river, but sprint's off cooldown, and he's going to die back 73 seconds on the sideline. Oh no. He missed the crush, and then it's time to back off when he missed the crush. Even with the 700 move speed in the river, he's not able to catch up. Lina with an Axe now, so no BKB is going to help you against this Lina. She's still going to blow you up. And it's pretty nice against the Jug, because Jug doesn't have any HP items right now. He was going for a Diffusal Blade, so these Ultimate Orb items are pretty far away now. And I mean, she's got the full Axe. This does 739 damage. It's a pretty big chunk of Jug's HP. They just barely weren't able to take him out last fight, but this time it should be a lot easier.
Taking damage.
During that fight though, Anti-Mage was farming the whole time. He's got a Battle Fury now, so still pretty slow, but he's well on his way to a Manta, and he'll be able to fight once he gets Manta. But the question is, does he want to fight when he gets Manta? He might want another item. I mean, he's not that far, he's not behind or anything. Like, Jug is only about 1,000 gold ahead of him.
Radiant have fortified their towers.
And AM's gonna slowly start to catch up to the Jug as well. But Gundam, he gets the Yules onto the AM, and AM gets pretty blown up. But he's gonna be able to blink out of there. No more blink on the Shadow Fiend, so you have to see which way AM blinks. AM blinks to the right, so he's not gonna be able to make it out. Gundam disconnects. Gonna see a pause here. Nope.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Alright, there you go. So another really close game so far. Barely less than 1,000 gold lead throughout the whole game. But I still have to favor this Anti-Mage a little bit, even though it's gonna take quite some time before he is like, you know, the Anti-Mage that everyone hates to play against. I just don't see how they're gonna kill him.
Where were we? Radiant was pushing, or was it? Okay, never mind.
At least it's not the old Ags on Anti-Mage anymore. So you can't just buy Ags and then be able to counter initiate against Sand King. He might have to buy Lincolns. I kind of just don't think he needs it. He just needs a lot to tank up, and then he can survive any initiation. A heart would be nice. Young B gonna get chased down by the Jug, but Jug's gonna go down after the Serpent Ward trap. And Wolfen goes down again. Ah, no, Slaughter, you had such a great start and it's all falling apart. But actually, they get the Jug kill, so I think that's still worth it. The supports, this Phoenix and this Shadow Shaman managed to get the kill onto Jug, so just not being able to get the Omni Slash off before getting hexed. The cast time is deceptively long.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked. Radiant has lost their top
Trying to get the
tower.
deny where the Serpent was, but isn't able to get it. Anti-Mage just farming away in the background. So it's not really a big deal if Wolfen goes down here, because the Anti-Mage is farming the whole time. Space created, but he might be in a bit of trouble. An Ice Path set up as well, but no follow-up with the Requiem Assault. Looks like he's just going to be able to get out of here, but a nice stun from Gundam will finish him off. It's Anti-Mage's first death, actually. So nice wraparound from Gundam will be able to help get the kill. Also, I like the Yules into Ice Path setup because it wasn't the Chikuro's Yules, but he managed to get the setup anyway. And Young B also in a lot of danger. He's gonna go down here, get instantly blown up. It's just Gundam being a lot more effective than the Slaughter around the map. Slaughter, he's just not getting active. He's not looking for ganks, but at the same time, FishingBoatV2, they're pretty grouped up together, so it's been pretty tough to find these openings. But also the vision from FishingBoatV2, look how good it is, right? They know exactly where the enemy team is. Or the enemy team's all here because they're nowhere else on the map. They have to be in this section, and they would be right. It looks like they want to try and contest. I mean, meanwhile, the only part of the map that Google has any vision of is over here. They see the Sand King. Just gonna back out of there. Oracle, no. Oh, actually, Chihiro is the support, right? But he's just trying to get his Yules. He has money for it. He's gonna pick it up now. So this is a pretty farm Chihiro. No, Oracle's the position 5. But no sentries, so not really a position 5. The Requiem comes out, but he wasn't able to finish off the Anti-Mage last time. I don't know why he thinks he can finish off the Anti-Mage this time. So another wasted Requiem there. But he's got BKB now. It's still not going to really help against the Laguna Blade. He's also going to go for Ags to juice up his Requiem damage. He's going to take the +2 damage per soul talent. And also picking up the Presence Effects Aura, Presence Aura Effects building, which is very Gambit style play. I feel like you usually only pick up this one if you're going for like a timing attack, like some sort of like really heavy mid-game timing, but it doesn't seem like FishingBoatV2 are going for that. Although they do need to end the game early because they can't really beat this Anti-Mage in the late game. AM is showing himself. They're going to be able to get the initiation, but Wolfen spots out the initiation and Anti-Mage will be able to get away. Wolfen, he's glad to give his life away for this. An Omni Slash as well, but onto the creeps and Wolfen might be able to get out of here. Looks like he's going to be okay, but another Burrow Strike. Alright, Wolfen managed to get out as well, so nice smoke pop from Wolfen and being able to save his Anti-Mage as well. AM, he has Manta Style now. So he's going to be a little bit tankier with the +10 or strength, +10 strength. So Lina, not really sure what she's got a BKB delivered, so just gonna try and stay alive during the team fights.
Middle tower taking damage.
Young B going straight for a BKB. I love this. This is definitely the way to go on Shadow Shaman. Sometimes you pick up the Aether Lens first. Oh, Yuki's going to go down here. I don't mind seeing Aether Lens before the BKB, but I think like BKB is such a good item on Shadow Shaman. Just being able to get these like really long duration shackles. If you take the Shackle talent at level 20, 7.5 seconds of stun, and it's so good. It's actually so good. But he's pretty far away from his BKB. Maybe he should have gone for the Aether Lens first. It would have helped him. It just increases the range of his spells a bit. He also, he's finally level 10. Hopefully pick up the 30-minute tome. This guy's pretty slow, pretty underfarmed. Oracle with a almost completed Spirit Vessel would be pretty nice for her. Also a Veil as well. So this Oracle's pretty fun. Yule's onto the Anti-Mage, but he's just gonna blink out of there, but he goes down. Actually take him out that time. And they're gonna go straight into Ro8. Gonna have to try and force Anti-Mage's hand and make him buy back, but it looks like they're not gonna go for it. A nice pickoff for FishingBoatV2. Straight into an objective. These raises are gonna be pretty big. And I think Jug is gonna take the Aegis, looks like. So Google, there's still 1k gold ahead. This game is definitely not over by any stretch of the imagination, but there was a huge swing going the way of Amazon FishingBoatV2. I don't think they're going to be able to go high ground off this Aegis, so they're just going to look to take these outer tier 2 towers and then just use this as a farming Aegis. So I still don't think they're ready to go high ground. Unless they get another nice pick off. Blink forward and Yule's onto the Lina. A wasted epicenter from Gundam again. Slider's got money for BKB now, so it should be a lot harder to kill him. I want to see it. I want to see the Slider Ags. But he's probably just going to go for an attack speed item because or an AC would be nice for him. Phoenix with a completed Spirit Vessel and Veil. Interesting that he didn't go for a Midas. He definitely had opportunities, and his team definitely wants to take the Slater as well. You've got the Anti-Mage, so you don't want to push too early. But AM, he's got his Meta Style plus some spare change. He can get involved in fights, but he's still pretty squishy. I think he needs HP, not a Butterfly. I would have liked to see a Heart or a Scotty on this AM. Oh, Gundam gets a Burrow Strike, but he's going to be okay. Lina will be able to TP out from this gank bot as well.
Money to burn.
30-minute bounty runes. Looks like it's going to be 2 for 2. Although, looks like Google want to get aggressive here. They don't want to. Do they really want to fight into the shrine? Yule's onto the Slider Illusion, but SF, he's in a lot of trouble. The BKB comes out from Wolfen as well, so Gundam, he's in a lot of trouble. He needs one more hit for the bash, but he's not going to go for the Shadow Fiend. He's going to try and protect the egg instead. Gets the bash onto Pika, and the egg's going to go off, and now Jug also going to go down here. The Omni Slash wasted, but that's just the Aegis. They should have gone for the Shadow Fiend instead. Instead, Zoe, he's going to have to back up. So they get the Aegis, but they trade it for the Shadow Shaman. I suppose the Slider had to come back because otherwise the egg would have died there. But I still think it would have been worth it to get the Shadow Fiend because he's top of the net worth chart. I'm not really sure what Lina and Lina was doing and AM because they weren't really involved in that fight. It was like all over here and they were over here. Probably not sure if they could make it there in time. Lotus Orb done now on Sand King, so it's going to give them a Dispel for the Fire Spirits. Going to be able to reflect Laguna Blade, that's going to hurt a lot. They can get rid of the Corrosive Haze as well, that's pretty nice. Nice deep ward from Young B, but this ward, it's pretty hard to de-ward this because you can't put the sentry on the high ground here. You have to put it over here and then hope that one of your heroes has like a way to get high ground vision. Which, I mean, they have the Phoenix so they can like dive onto the cliff area, but then dive has a really long cooldown, so it's not the best. And manages to blink out in time. A Macro Pyre kind of wasted here. But it's a pretty short cooldown, so I'm sure he doesn't mind. So Manta Style done on the jug. He's going to go for a Scotty next. He just wants to tank up a bit. And this is kind of the direction I was hoping AM would go in. But he's going to commit to the Butterfly. He's bought the Eagle Song. Lina going to go for Ashivas next. I think this is going to be pretty big because she definitely needs a little bit more armor to survive through these engagements. But she's very tanky for Alina actually. Gonna have, once she picks it up, she's gonna have what, 27 armor and 2.5k HP. So unexpectedly tanky, and this isn't even a Greaves Lina. She could go back for the Greaves afterwards. Certainly wouldn't mind seeing that because Slaughter is not really a hero who wants to buy Greaves. Pika is in a lot of trouble. He's going to get bashed in one more hit. A nice Laguna Blade comes out as well. Pika, oh, Gundon, he gets a Requiem on the high ground, and it's a big Requiem as well with the axe, and they all get wiped. Pika with a triple kill, and Zoe, he dives, but he doesn't dive far enough. So it looks like Zoe's going to go down as well. Ultra kill for Pika. Oh no. What a trap. Gundon just sitting on the high ground, charging out their Requiem. As soon as they come up, they get slammed. And it's an Axe Requiem as well. It does 140% of the damage.
Dire's middle tower taking damage. Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
Yikes. And SF gonna go for a Hex now. They need a little bit more lockdown for this AM, so I like it a lot. We don't really see Hex as much on non-in heroes anymore because they increase the mana cost to like 250. But to be fair, if you have a Mystic Staff, you get like 250 mana out of that anyway. So I wouldn't consider it like a huge nerf, but it has made it much more difficult. But overstepping a little bit. Slaughter wasn't able to get the bash hit onto Pika while he was spinning, so it really cost him the gank. He didn't have any bash to the deep charges stored. He's gonna go for a pipe now. His team desperately needs one, but I mean, Slaughter's not really that kind of offlaner who builds utility items, so it's a little bit unfortunate for him because they don't really have that hero. I think maybe Phoenix could buy the pipe. Phoenix definitely has some farm to do so, but looks like Wolfen's already committed for it. He's bought the hood. Hex done on the Shadow Fiend now. He's so farmed. Not that many more items for him to buy. He gets the Hex onto AM and a Requiem as well. Requiem's gonna come back and it's gonna finish him off. He gets a solo kill on AM.
One of the teams is owning at Dota.
And FishingBoatV2, they finally got the gold lead. Another Yules onto the Slaughter. He's not gonna BKB his way out of it. He gets stunned up as well, but it looks like he's gonna be okay. He's still forced to use his BKB. So defensive BKB is very unfortunate there. Shiva's done on Lina, but she doesn't have buyback, so this could get really scary for Google Team A. Another Hex onto the Shadow Shaman. Oh no, everything's falling apart for Google here. Anti-Mage buys back, and they're not going to get anything out of it.
Damage has been initiated.
They're gonna go high. Amazon gonna go high ground here. They don't have Aegis. This could get pretty scary. Pika gets Light Striker raid. He can get finished up with a Laguna Blade. Hex onto the Lina though. She didn't get time to use the BKB. She uses a BKB now. A Supernova comes out, and a big Laguna Blade will finish off the Sand King. The egg, it goes off, and it's gonna be able to go off here. Pika, he's in really deep. He uses Omni Slash, and now he's behind enemy lines. It looks like Pika's gonna go down here as well. Oracle as well gets mana voided and blown up. So a great hold for Team Google. I'm not really sure how they expected that fight to go. They didn't have the Aegis or the cheese, and they really needed it. But double damage now on the AM. Ro8, unfortunately, it's a long spawn, 2.5 minutes, so won't be able to get anything out of it. Hopefully they can get at least a tier 2 tower out of this. Looks like they've pinged mid, and AM's gonna rat top, so or split push top. It's not really ratting. It looks like they should be able to get at least 2 T2 towers, although AM's not really pressuring this one as much as he should. He's going to go back now and take this tower. With the double damage, should go down really quickly. So, nice turnaround from Google, and that gold lead that they had, it's all gone back to neutral. Less than a 1k gold lead for Amazon Fishing Boat V2. And AM, he wants more. The jug is still down for 10 seconds and no buyback. They're going to be able to get the tier 3. They're going to be... Oh, wait. The catapult. They need to take out the catapult. Gundon, what's he doing? He needs to take out the catapult here. It looks like they're going to keep the tower alive. AM just barely not being able to get the tower. But if he stayed any longer, he probably would have died. So I can respect that. Scan out from Amazon into the Ro8 pit. They're not going to catch anyone. Ro8 is not up yet. And it looks like neither team know that. GKD managing to stay alive in that last fight, just barely got his BKB off before going down, and was able to turn around and get the kill onto the Sand King with a big Laguna Blade, and then helped take out the jug afterwards. And somehow they managed to take the Omni Slash. I'm not really sure how that happened. I didn't really see it, but yeah, somehow he got the Omni Slash onto like here all the way back here, and he still didn't die. I'm not really sure what happened. Pipe now done on the slider. He's going to go for an AC next. I think he could have just skipped the pipe and gone for the AC first and let Phoenix go for it instead. But Phoenix is going to go for her Shiva's guard now. I'm pretty sure Shiva doesn't stack. But maybe they fixed it. There was like a time and place when like Shiva's guard, it was like mech, you can't like stack mechs together. I guess you can now, but Shiva is a really nice item on Phoenix because you use it while you dive, and I'm sure you'll see. Sand King taking a lot of her damage here, but it's gonna be okay. Actually, probably didn't take any damage at all. AM just being a menace in the back lines, forcing everyone back. They haven't been able to de-ward this high ground because no one's able to get onto the high ground for vision here. AM almost done with the Scotty, so it should help him tank up a lot. I like it as well. You get to slow down the jug while he's spinning, which is something that's pretty difficult. And Jug, he didn't go for the Blade Fury movement speed, so it's gonna be much easier to catch this or slow down this Jug. Scan comes out from the Radiant. Ro8 is up. Nice illusion rune as well to help him scout. Looks like Sand King's going to be the one to pick it up. He's going to be able to scout where the enemy team is. But, I mean, FishingBoatV2, they know where the enemy team is. They've had this high ground observer ward for the last 2 minutes and nothing to stop them. Someone just needs to check the high ground. Phoenix, you got to use your Sun Ray to get up there. Scotty now done on the AM, but he doesn't have buyback. I guess he doesn't have buyback for 3 minutes anyway, so you might as well buy out. Lena gonna go for a Lincoln's next, so just wants another defensive item. I think she just doesn't want to get like Hex or Burrow Strike, which is nice. SF gonna go for an E-Blade next as his last item. I wonder if what he's gonna replace for the E-Blade. I think he still needs the Yules to set things up. But maybe not. Maybe he just wants to go for raw damage. He's going to drop the Yules and pick up the E-Blade. He can also drop his boots. Didn't take the movement speed talent though. He also didn't take the +2 damage per soul talent, even though he has an Ag. So doubling down on the damage on his spells. Big Hex onto the Phoenix, and nice bash will stop the Requiem from going off. And Phoenix, she can use the Supernova here if they want.
Dire's bottom tower under Dire's top tower.
BKB used on Shadow Fiend as well, but he's got 40% cooldown reduction. AM just ratting in the meantime. It looks like he needs to go not south, otherwise he's going to get caught out. And it looks like they're going in for the Ro8 pit. They have the amplified damage, so it's going to go down really quickly, but they don't have AM. AM TPing in now. They still have the Supernova as well. So Zoe, he needs to stay outside of the pit. He can't go into the pit until the Supernova is ready. It looks like they're going to back out for now. Nice Corrosive Haze on the Ro8 will help them check if Amazon are going for it as well. And Shadow Fiend, he just walks in. And the Corrosive Haze has run out. Did they see them walk in? They don't have any wards here. This vision from Amazon has been actually so good. They haven't had any opportunity to take this Roche safely. Maybe they should go for a smoke play into the Roche pit, but that's also super risky. Jug, not quite 25 yet, but we'll see what he wants to go for. Probably going to go for the Omni Slash duration talent, although it doesn't really help him take out the egg. If he goes into the Omni Slash during the Supernova, that probably means the Supernova is not going to go down. And Phoenix is level 18, so 11 hits now. See if Phoenix decides to pick up an Ags. He can fire Stun Ray during the Supernova Ags now, so that's pretty cool. It's kind of weird. And with a Bastion next, and he's also saved up enough money for buyback. He's just gonna cause a lot of problems. Maybe he should go for BTs if he's gonna continue this rat play, because that way he can always have a TP available instead of being on cooldown for so long. Oh my god, those creeps give so much gold. AC, I think he has the money for it, if my math is correct. 1400, 1300, he's like 200 off. But I think Wolfen, he wants to save for buyback this fight. LSA would just barely miss the Jug, but I don't think they were going to get that kill. He has a lot of HP and armor. How much damage? 76% damage reduction on physical attacks. So they're going to need this Corrosive Haze to chew through his armor. And Roche is still up. The Dire Scan. And double damage. This would be huge if... oh no, Sanking might be the one to take it. They need to just deny it. Looks like... Oh, Sanking, he blinks. Spiral Strikes in aggressively. The DD is still there. Lena's going to be the one to pick it up. And AM, he justs the jump onto the Oracle. A nice Ice Path will help disengage. But Oracle, I might actually go down here. A lot of damage from the AM. The ball, if it's red, it means he's going to take damage, but looks like he'll be able to heal it up in time. And now that the False Promise is used, they can go in for this fight. There's no other big team fight ultimates. The Epicenter is pretty non-factor right now, but looks like Google are going to back out for the time being. BKB almost done with the Shadow Shaman as well. It'll be a huge pickup for them. Nice Tinker Ward to try and catch the AM a little bit. That's cool. But 45-minute batting runes, and this is kind of where things get dicey. AM also managed to take the tower up here, so the shrines are open. Wolfen, he jumps in, he gets the crush onto the Omni Jug, but Jug just Omni slashes, but it bounces back onto the Roche, and Pika now in a lot of trouble. He gets... The wards come down, but aren't able to get anything. And the Supernova comes out as well. It's going to zone them all the way. Sand King goes down. He has buyback, so he will be able to come back into the fight if he wants to. But looks like they're going to go back for Roche. And the retreat is called from Amazon, so they're going to back out and give up this Aegis, which is a pretty big deal. Who's going to take the Aegis? I mean, AM's completely out of slots, and it's going to be really difficult to take him down twice, so Lena's going to take the Aegis instead, and looks like the Chi's going to slaughter. Yeah, I mean, they feel pretty confident that this AM is not going to die. He's almost got an Abyssal Blade as well. He's pretty close to having it and plus buyback. Just 1,000 gold away. Hex onto the AM, and E-Blade as well. A big Requiem comes out. The Ice Path would just barely miss the AM, so he won't be able to get any of the extra damage. Oh no. Shakiro just barely missing his Ice Path by a pixel. So separate ones are down for the time being. Do they want to go for this? Sand King is still down for 30 seconds, and it's almost too late for him to buy back at this point. So I think I understand. The range Rax goes down to the AM at top. The Fortune's End hits the AM. Is not destroyable by Manta style. Wolfen, he gets blown up by the E-Blade, but he's going to be able to make it out. This is not a Morphling E-Blade, but AM in the meantime, he's just going to take the melee racks. He gets hexed up. The Ice Path comes out, but there's no more lockdown for him. Now the E-Blade comes out. They just don't have the damage to kill this AM anymore. They don't even give him the Aegis. That's how confident they feel. And this melee Rax is getting pretty low. Wards are up soon as well, so Young B can definitely force the issue once it comes back up.
Regeneration.
This is going to be very difficult to hold for Amazon. And Shadow Fiend, he's kind of peaked at this point. I think he didn't go for a build that scaled, and now we're in the late game, and so he's starting to become less and less relevant. There's a lot on the back of this jug, on the shoulders of this jug for him to carry. Oh, big initiation onto the Lina. They pop the Lincolns as well, but Lina, she's got a BKB, she's got to go down here. The Aegis popped, Young B goes down as well. Phoenix in a lot of trouble, forced to pop an egg, and they're going to be able to take out the egg before it goes down here. Big attack speed from Gundam, but he gets blown up by the Laguna Blade. Omni Slash onto the Lina, and it's only on the Lina. Lina taking so much damage here, and bounces back onto Wolfen to dodge the Light Strike Array. That kind of RNG is incredible. Wolfen will end up going down as well. No blink on the jug, but AM, he was able to take out the top racks while they were busy in mid. So, space created, question mark? GKD, so tanky. He takes a full Omni Slash and still didn't go down here. Jug, he needs more damage. Yeah, he probably needs a butterfly for damage. BT's now on the Lina, so she's going to be very mobile, going to be able to split push as well.
Tis mine.
Just AM and Lina, they're so far ahead. SF, I feel like he's completely fallen off. It looks like he's going to go back for a damage item, so he's going to go for a MKB next, but now he has to sell one of his items. I feel like he should probably sell the Ags at this point, or like consume it, like spend the 2k gold to get the extra slot, because like then that way he gets to keep the plus 10 souls. Oh, big hex onto the Lina, but Lina, she's, oh, that's actually anti-mage, never mind. And looks like Gundam, he gets false promised, and AM will just blink out of there. So he can consume the Ags by spending 2,000 gold. He still gets the extra souls and the Requiem lifesteal. So it'd be okay if he just consumes it, but that means the MKB is also much further away that way. Bloodthorn next on the Lina. She wants to just blow people up. I guess she can get rid of the Aether Lens at this point. She doesn't really need it anymore. AC done on the slider now. He's pretty decked out. Probably just looking to replace the Midas with.
Fuel for my fire.
Not really sure what he should go for next. Maybe he should go for a Vlad. Could be nice. Let's see. He could go for a Halberd. He could go for an Abyssal Blade. That could be good. He can go for anything he wants, to be honest. Just, he's already got all the items he needs for this game. But I'm interested to see what Wolfen will decide to build. There's a lot of options on the table. BKB now done on the Shadow Shaman, so... Oh, he didn't go for the Shackles talent though. Just trying to get more HP on the Serpent Wards. They're going to force the issue the next time the Serpent Wards they get up to the high ground. They can just drop the Serpent Wards, and Amazon, they have to fight. They don't have a choice. This game is looking really hard for Amazon. Looks like Google want to wait for the next Aegis. Seems like they're just going to buy time until then. This is a pretty slow-paced game. Moonshard next on the AM. He's just going to consume the Moonshard and then get the juicy attack speed. He can also consume the Ags if he wants to. The Mana Void talent is it's pretty. It seems pretty memey. Plus 70 seconds on the lowest cooldown ability for each hero. So that would be plus 70 seconds on Purifying Flames. Plus 70 seconds on one of these razors, maybe all three, I don't know how it works. Plus 70 seconds on the Blade Fury is going to be pretty big actually, and plus 70 seconds on Liquid Fire, plus 70 seconds on the Burrow Strike. So just pretty annoying all around, the anti-fun. Oh, they're going to spot Pika here. Abyssal Blade popped as well. Pika running out of mana, but he's not going to be able to make it out. And Mana Void popped, but he's got the mana. Actually, doesn't even have the Mana Void talent. Bit of a waste of Mana Void there. Oh, this AM's so jacked up. He has a Moon Shard as well. He actually gets caught out here, but there's no follow-up. And with the counter spell, actually BKB popped on Pika. Pika getting really low, but he gets False Promise. He looks like he'll be okay. And Oracle gonna go down as well. So the egg is popped though, and the Serpent Wars are available, so you can pop the Serpent Wars as soon as the glyph runs out, and that's exactly what happens. SF gets caught out as well. He's gonna have to buy back. A big Epicenter comes in, and Omni Slash as well from Pika will finish off 2 heroes. So Wolfen, he's gonna get left behind as well, but it's just the AM and the Lina now. Big Requiem of Souls. AM, he's gonna be able to get out of here, no problem. The Serpent Wards, they're going for the objective. They take out the rods, but AM actually goes down here. He gets hexed and taken out. Stanking as well, getting sniped down by a Dragon Stave. GKD gonna be the only survivor here. He's got a refresher orb as well. Roche might spawn in 10 seconds, but it could be a late spawn as well. This would be, if this is an early spawn, this is going to be huge for Amazon. They can take the Roche. Let's see. It's a minute spawn, but AM will just be back up by then. Pretty unfortunate there. I don't really know how did they kill the AM. They used the Silver Edge to break the counter spell, so his magic resistance. He even took the magic resist talent. So normally he's on 79% magic resist, but the break will put him down to a measly 25% like everyone else, the mere mortals. AM, he buys back, so this is a win opportunity for Amazon. If they can kill the AM just one more time, they can get this win. But AM blinks out of there. They need to give the next Aegis to AM now because he doesn't have buyback anymore. And speaking of buybacks, so SF and Oracle had to buy back there to win that fight. But all the other heroes still pretty healthy on buyback, so it's very important that Google picks up this next Aegis and give it to AM. Oh, how does this work? Alright, there you go. AM with 37,000 net worth. Yeah, he should probably pick up the Ags next. Just, why not? There's not that many consumables left. He can also go for BT's level 2. He has the money for that plus more. He doesn't have buyback anymore. His buyback costs 4,000 gold. Oh, 3,000 gold. That's insane. Roche is up. Amazon scans them. This is going down pretty fast with the Corrosive Haze. Are they going to be able to get there in time? They need to go now. This Aegis is going down so quickly. It's an axe after a consumable as well. Immortality on the anti-mage, and they get the shackles onto Pika, but it gets cancelled pretty quickly. Young B not turning on his BKB before using the shackles. The supernova will go off. Yuki ends up going down. Wolfen and Young B go down as well to the Omni Slash, but Slada, he buys back. Jug, he needs to be careful here. GKD in a lot of trouble. He's going to go for Gundam. Gundam will eventually go down. Big Mana Void onto Pika. Pika's completely out of mana. He's caught out by himself. He's going to have to buy back himself as well.
Consider thyself purified.
So accept a consumable. On the ground, Anti-Mage has it now, so he doesn't even need to buy an Acceptor. He just gets the free one himself. Is he going to use it? He doesn't have boots right now, which is pretty clowny, but at this point he does need the Aegis. He could give the axe to Slaughter as well, or actually he should give the axe to anyone. So looks like Phoenix took the axe, so extra hits on the Supernova. He can also save people with a Supernova now and cast Sun Ray during Supernova. That's pretty nice. Alright, big AM, he might go down here. He's gonna lose the Aegis at least. So this break definitely doing a lot of work. But can they kill him again? I don't think they can. Another Burrow Strike, but it will miss. An Ice Path will hit the AM. Another Hex. AM goes down. No buyback. And Phoenix goes down as well. Oh no, this is a huge turnaround. This Silver Edge doing so much work for the Shadow Fiend. GKD, he's got to get out of here. This is super scary. No TP right now, and doesn't have a Shadow Blade to get away either. But looks like he'll be able to walk out of there. Google, they were like 20k gold ahead, and they threw this. This is really bad. AM's down for 90 seconds. They're gonna have to be able to end Slaughter as well. So Supernova is back up. If the Phoenix Spy is back, and it's gonna be the Ag Supernova. Is gonna be really hard to take out. So this is gonna be their last stand. They need to be able to hold here, because otherwise they're gonna lose the game. So Phoenix Spy is back. It's all about the Supernova right now. They need to be able to protect the Supernova. Lina gets Burrow Strike and Hex, and Lina's in a lot of trouble. They didn't use the Supernova to save her. Maybe BKB pops, so Lina will be able to make it out. No refresher anymore. She has the Orchid in her backpack, in the stash. She also has buyback, so it's not the biggest deal if she dies, but definitely pretty bad. Refresher used on the Shadow Fiend. Lina's gonna go down here. A double Requiem will finish off the Lina and the Shadow Shaman, but Lina buys back. Shadow Shaman also buys back. So it's time. This is it. This is the last stand for Google. They need to be able to hold this. Still the Ag Supernova. This could be pretty huge if they're able to get it, but it's so hard. There's 5 heroes available. Pika has so much attack speed, so does Gundam. Big Sunray coming up. Pika's getting really low from it. It's doing a lot of damage. Also with the Supernova stun duration. So this Supernova stun is going to last a long time. Big Laguna Blade onto the Sand King will finish him off. So only 4 heroes now. The throne is exposed. The Supernova goes down, but they're gonna go for the throne. No, the Supernova is gonna go off here. That's a huge stun. 4.2 second stuns. They need to go finish off some heroes. Gundam, he gets stunned by he gets false promise before he goes down. Buyback on the Jakira. Anti-Mage is back up. This is huge. They need to be able to get out of here on the side of Amazon, but Laguna Blade finishes off Pika. Yuki uses the Glimmer Cape, but also goes down here, and now a full turnaround for Google. They managed to hold the base before losing the game with a nice Supernova from Zoe, and now they can push 4 heroes dead on the side of Amazon with no buyback. They're just gonna march down mid lane and go for the throne. This game is wild. I just think this Shadow Fiend can't hold by himself. There's no way. And there's no buybacks. They're all on cooldown. No heroes with buyback in this game. Gundam. He goes for an E-Blade Requiem combo, but he gets Abyssal Blade, and he's going to lose all his mana. He's going to go down here. He gets blown up, and this game is over. Google Team A taking us to a 3rd game with an excellent turnaround there. I gotta say, I was really worried for a moment. They were 20k gold ahead, and then they threw the game. But then Phoenix, with a great Supernova positioning, manages to push them back long enough that the Anti-Mage respawned, and they were able to win the game. Unbelievable victory for Google. Incredible game for them, and another really close back and forth game for a really long time. And then AM, he managed to split push tower and really gave them a big gold advantage. I'm really excited for game 3. This game 1 and 2 both very close. Game 3 should hopefully be just as good, and we'll see you in game 3.